Chalk it up. I used to do 10 months.
What's great?
Start yourself. What's the science?
What up, Mike?
Michael Nine. What's happening?
Microphone Micah. Come on. What's going on?
Look, are y'all on the YouTube live for the whole world?
We are live for the whole world, the whole wide world.
All right, so can I FaceTime to lock in with y'all, or how do I face, or if y'all just see my audio, I'm right here. Tell me what's happening.
We got your audio. Yeah.
The audio.
We were just up there.
You're on the show.
I know I got Stro 1.
Yes, sir.
Stro 1, King Stro 1. Multifaceted, multi-talented individual.
Appreciate you, brother. Likewise.
You got Stro 1. You got Lush 1. Good to.
What?
Yep. What's going on, big dog?
And who else?
And we got the homie Rick. We got Rick in the cut.
All right. Well, Rich, much love to everybody and their families. I'm glad we all out here, and sending love to people no longer here and people sitting down.
That's right.
But I mean, we all creative for the most part, correct?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
We was just up here kicking around verses and shit, man, and you had came up.
Oh.
Yeah.
So look, where I just came from, Stro. You know Abraham, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was a little rusty in front of the store. I'm checking him right. Got his back, big. And then I'm coming from the store. You know his store over here, Lamert.
And Hewers, yeah.
I'm celebrating the Nugs. I'm like Denver Nuggets. Like they legalized marijuana. I'm looking for that AI generated art for Denver Nuggets. Like, look, because the East Coast, they think okay if it's Brooklyn, fuck Bronx is that, but when it's New York, they form Voltron, and when it's East Coast, so when the NBA, they form their Voltron, but we. I'm a Laker, I'm a Clipper, but, if it ain't, I always call them Gaslight, but, go to State. But then, Nugs, I'm like, wait a minute. I got a lot of people doing. I'm like, wait a minute. Hold on now. And they do? Because it reminded me when Golden State was due.
Yeah.
Shouts to Denver. They deserve a little bit of love. They deserve some shine. But then sometimes I'll be thinking about like the great DJ Quick once said, Denver is not like Compton. You feel me? So I don't know.
Look. We heard that some of us up in age, we remember the Serbia wars and all that, Muslim schools, all that stuff.
Yep.
And then, to get the young cat, the tall cat, he out here doing it. But I just wonder, was he in one of them clinics like you eat when you shoot 1,000 shots? Like, he's just that damn good. But then when you understand the spirit of a small country, a small town, and you got a cat that's different. Like, I'm feeling like Bird back in the day and Dr. J. I'm feeling like that good fundamental basketball does pay off, because I was always razzle-dazzle when I balled.
Right.
And, but sometimes just that good fundamental basketball.
Take it back to the ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, bro.
Either way, West Side.
It is West over everything. Let's keep it stacked.
It doesn't cross-collateralize with the East Coast, but what I'm saying is it's like hip-hop 50 is hip-hop world 50. And I'm like, okay, the cats in New York, they're going to eat and shine as they should, but then Jamaica stand up, right? If you think about it.
Right.
Then UK stand up, truly be all of them. Then West Coast stand up if you go as far back as Too Short and whatnot. In hip-hop, it's still Egyptian Lover and Uncle Jam's Army, and then down south from Screw and trip-hop. Then Midwest, when you're dealing with Slug and Tech Nine, and then Canada.
Right.
So it's a worldwide thing. We hero, but it's almost coming in August, so they're going to blast. But they got to recognize us. They got to recognize that underground hip-hop that held that thing on our back, the yoke. We planted the seed.
Factory.
And
that's a facto.
Hey, if y'all want me to say it, I'll say it.
Hey,
I'm a youngin'. I'm 54. I've been rapping since I was 12, 1981. I was born in New York when I was 15, right? 85, right? Back and forth. But I wasn't on that stuff other than the b-boying, the leads, the permanent crease, the belt buckle, the BVDs, the Kango, the fat straps, the shell toes, But the way I rap always was me. And I was like, anyone could get, like, I'll serve, rest in peace, Snake Puppy, a Dream Team, and I'll go out there and I'll put some heat on 45 King and go in his studio, because I was young and able to get in the arenas and areas. So I remember, like, we love Ultramagnetic, right? I love Kookie. I love his new album.
Mike,
but
wasn't you
look, people remember, Prince Paul. People
of course.
Don't remember Professor on ESP, on Select Records, a group called ESP, Professor Pete and Paul. They were on that degree of difficulty vernacular as well. You dig? Like, and you had Kumo D, and you know he did the how you like because he got his R&B lane a little bit, like Father MC and a little bit that came right. But he was battling LL. He's like skyscrapers look like atoms, and even though LL edged them out, especially with the Richmond Rock the Bells and just those different jams. I'm saying we was at it. In LL, for example, you're 16, 17, making your own beats. You're dealing with these major label monsters, and you're going on tour teaching little white kids what hip hop is when they're barely getting the skate culture, and still wearing OPs. And I'm just saying, like, I'm somewhere in the middle, me, my crews, or collective.
Yeah, Micah, straight up.
We held it down and took it worldwide too.
Straight up.
Get all the juicy gigs. We didn't get all the hit records. We didn't go platinum.
But y'all influenced the world, and I'll say this:
tell me the world ain't freestyling.
I'll say this all the time. When you look at the most important movements of any genre of music and any specific region/era, you could look at the '90s grunge movement in Seattle. You look at the Harlem jazz movement. You look at all these.
Look how you just said Seattle. What we talking about? My nigga, Sir Mix-a-Lot did 5 verses on that, my posse, and that's easily like young 85, 86, if not 83, 84. And Freaky
Facts.
And then look, some of us actually used to recite the Dolomite rhymes. But Lo-Fi put out his first record in '69. And then if you're talking about breakdancing, nigga, we all know I love Globe, I love African Bambaataa, all them, you know what I'm saying? But like, they was not biting, because there's a thin line between biting and reappropriating, Trans Euro Express from Kraftwerk. And they've been doing shit since the 60s.
Facts. That's Germany. That's Germany. Last Poets.
Gil Scott.
Watch Prophets. Knock it off. And then the jazz shit. So that's the rap thing. But then they try to separate the rap. But then the way niggas was dancing to the jazz, how they was breakdancing the slaves. I'm saying it's not that we always been doing it the way a lot of elders say it. No, it's the transmogrification, the fusion of such, and the level of skill that.
Let's go, Micah. Micah 9 talking that shit.
Stro, I know you've been in MC.
Yeah.
But, I didn't know you were such a brilliant graffiti artist.
I appreciate you, brother.
And family business. Just to take a rose.
Appreciate you, brother.
You make beats. You run studio shit. Like, I'm saying, I want a lot of my artists to know that they can do more than just what they know for.
Hey, Mike. Mike, let me say something, Mike. Let me say something.
Add on.
This is self-explanatory. Once I scan the story and plan the glory, it's mandatory.
I don't know if y'all are aware of that, but that's a jam that me and Stro put up not too long ago.
Self-explanatory.
We did like 16 bars.
Back and forth.
Intricately back and forth and simultaneous, unison rhyming. Check that tune. And we give an homage to the Ron Carters. We give an homage to the tribes. And then we put our twist on it that sound right, because you give an homage to, who was the artist? Don't tell me. Al Jarreau, right?
Al Jarreau is scatting.
Man.
Yeah, Styles.
Man. Look, I'm not going to knock the beat producers, the beat boxers, the entrepreneurs, the fashionistas of hip-hop, or the comedians or poets of hip-hop. I'm not saying just Def Jam put it out there. It was out there already, because a lot of us didn't have no open mic workshops in the 80s. So I'm going to New York. I tell my mom, give me them extra frequent flyer miles, because I know I can go to a place called, let's say, the Nuyorican Cafe, right?
Legendary.
But back then, it was no lyricist lounge.
Hey, Mike.
It was.
What you know what I was talking Hey, Mike. You know what I was talking about up here briefly last time I was up here was I Fresh.
I Fresh. That's a fuck up for me, because they didn't want to go in my neighborhood to get the real microphone mic. They had somebody trying to play microphone mic, but I went anyway. And then Ganja K, rest in peace, they got footage of him and Wolf and a couple other MCs rapping when they're like low-key 13, 12, 11. Ben been down since 83, so he been trying to do his thing. And I went in, and when I went in there, I'm serving, but like that humble beginning of all of us in those micro platforms, like, for instance, Uncle Jam's Army. That's when I met Warren G. I might have been no more than 15. And he's younger than me, so I think he was like 14. And he's like standing there. I was like, what's up? I was like, you gonna rap? What's your name? I'm Warren G. Hey, I'm Microphone Mike. And I'm like, You gonna get on the mic? I don't know. I'm scared. Like, niggas was still scared to get on the stage on the mic, right? Because most of us was just battle rapping, don't know how to necessarily crowd rock or whatever at the time. And then he go, and that's my cousin up there. And I was like, who? That's Dr. Dre. I was like, that's Dr. Dre? Dre. And back then he had the glove, and, he's kind of coming out of the showbiz. A lot of people knocked Dre on that showbiz shit, but no, back in the day, hip hop was coming out that disco funk, coming out of that funkadelic. Like, it was the outrageous outfits. It was the wildest. And then
Mike, is this when you was doing writing back in the day for when you was remember you was doing writing for Ruthless Records back in the day, wasn't you? Like,
hold on, let me get this in.
Go crazy.
LA West
Go
Coast,
crazy.
There was a fringe group, and I was psyched, G-Bone, rest in peace, Ultra Wave, where they had the breakdance beats, all that Lisa Cole Jam, all that Johnson Crew, all that Select, all that boom, Pac Jam. But the preppy scene was dressed in preppy, because kind of like a transmogrification of Valley styles, like high-end fashion on the West Coast. But they wouldn't let that. That's when the dress code was born. So we can come in with our windbreakers, and break dance and do a head spins. But we had the Radiotron, and June 24th, we're going to do the 40th anniversary for the Radiotron. Shout out Mr. Carmelo.
That's fire.
Yep.
Because I tried to battle like C at the Ultra Wave, and he was with Darlene at the time. He had the primed up Porsche with the Volkswagen engine. And he's like, let's battle for Pink Slips. And I want the real people battle. But then I'd go to Radiotron and see Ice-T judging a rap battle. So I'm saying we all in the culture like that. It's just wild that it actually helped us kind of get through some of that hood shit and that first childhood experiences, because that's why we still doing it in our older middle age.
Michael, we really appreciate you dropping these jewels on us. We would love to have you pull up on with Stro one of these days and chop game.
What state y'all in? What state y'all in?
Oh,
where y'all at?
We in LA County.
You in Sweden?
We in LA County, fool.
We in LA?
Yeah.
Oh, well, shit, it was crazy a couple of days ago. The O's had their day.
Yeah.
I prime you on it. No, Stro, you prime me on that.
Yeah.
Stro, bring Michael one day, bro.
All right. Street from Lamert. We can always meet Lamert and get it in. We can always go to Ben's and get it in. I'm selective on who can come to my house, but y'all sound cool, but I like to just be out in the element.
Appreciate you, Mike. Thank you for calling in, big dog.
Yeah, I'm going to sign off. I didn't want to just blast the vocals and shit, but I was like, I'm still on my nugget shit. Like, man, that was a bit of a nail biter for a minute. And that whack-ass call, was y'all interviewing or did y'all watch the game?
No, we've been on
stream for a few hours, but we going to have to catch it on the damn rewind. But appreciate you calling in, OG.
Thanks for having me, Buzz. And Stro,
yes, sir.
I'll tell you, bro, it's amazing to watch you exponentially grow.
I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate your contributions as well.
I was going to pull up on you in Ink One the other night, too, and shit, but I was just like,
oh, yeah.
I was so inspired by a conversation.
He gave me some new ink. That fool just tatted me up. That's why I was over there and shit.
Look, I'm about to record. This is weird. Somebody asked me to re-record Seven Still, but with my grown voice, not that squeaky voice.
Yeah.
Paid me and everything, so I'm about to jump on some of that old shit, new shit, and make sure that I keep my element alive. And keep me in mind, y'all. Tag me. Anything I can do to help promote you guys, your labels, your artists.
All right,
appreciate you, OG.
I'm not on that favoritism shit, homie.
It's fact.
Nah, you a real one, Mike.
On the real.
All right, I'm gonna sign off, man. Go.
Peace, King.
You live, homie.
You live on Lush World. What's cracking?
Hey, Lush, get that nigga off the fucking phone, man. Y'all making head gestures and shit, moving the microphone. Lush nice ass don't know when to get people off the fucking phone, man. So I'm gonna do it for him.
You gotta understand, bro.
That's a big homie, man.
Look, yeah, you gotta. I feel you.
That's the homie,
at
bro.
the same time, that
who's a legend.
People don't know. That's literally one of the greatest rappers in history.
Yeah.
An icon. So it's dope to have him calling the platform. He don't really be doing shit like that either. Like he
since he a legend, I'm saying, did you take any notes? Did you add it to your shit?
I mean, it was a lot.
You speaking about legends? Did you take notes? Because I'm saying, is you mediocre or are you kind of like a legend too, bro?
There's look.
Hey, Doc, do you wear baggy pants too?
What you say?
Do you wear baggy pants?
Nah, my nigga look like a FUBU commercial and shit. I see him. CD all over his clothes. I damn near thought this nigga was Mos Def.
Look,
hey, you sound like 50-something years old. Watch you be like 20-something.
Hey, all I know is I was just laughing at Lush, just moving his little headset and shit, because he didn't know what the fuck
I know.
And I got nervous and looking down. Well, we'll love to have you. Let's get some balls, nigga. You just gonna do that same thing with that shit, man.
I'm not trying to disrespect the OG, bro.
Nah, we can't do that, man.
You gotta.
Hey, at the end of the day, all I'm gonna say is fuck that nigga Slow Club.
So, man, appreciate you chatting in with us, though, Doug.
Come on, you already know.
I appreciate you, gang. Bro, like.
All in. That shit was funny.
Nah, Michael was feeling the spirit.
Yeah.
All right, we got Baton Rouge.
Louisiana, what's happening?
Yo, Lush, tell that first caller to shut the fuck up. I unsubscribed. I'm coming back though. That's all I gotta.
Thank you. Please subscribe again.
That was wild, bro.
He was giving. Look, there are some nuggets in there.
Always, man. But,
You gotta.
Hey, but you know it's funny too. You know, I'm for the people in the chat too, right?
Yeah.
Real.
You know, there's people in
I
here,
know Rick
homie.
wasn't feeling it.
Hey, no, I'm just gonna tell you like this, right? Respectfully, I know I see people in the chat who don't really get a chance to be heard but read. And one of the realest things I saw somebody say in there, respectfully, right, with a period behind it, we didn't even get to ask you the question.
I tried.
It was all good just a week ago. I would have not done this for anyone else, but you said switch everything. I'm taking this off, dude.
Eliminated all options.